Melissa. Right. Copy, Kate, and did you copy end exercise?
As you hear, teams on the ground are communicating with the crew in the Quest airlock, discussing the communications cap that Mike Hopkins is wearing. There are multiple spares on board, and he is having trouble hearing in his comm cap, and so they will be swapping out that cap as we continue preparations for today's spacewalk. Floating into frame is JAXA, Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut Soichi Noguchi, helping the crew members prepare for today.
Wadi, and we see in step 7 that we will be taking care of the HD EMU camera before the critical time, so that sounds good. And we're looking at 9.2 or 9.3 through 13 to be accomplished in 10 minutes. And let's discuss up here, and we'll get back to you. Good words, Kate. Thanks.
As you heard Rubens mention, they'll have a 10-minute time frame to complete the work of removing and replacing the communications cap. Meanwhile, the astronauts are currently in the pre-breathe portion of today's preparation. However, relaying the tasks to the astronauts once outside the space station is Andy Mogensen, an ESA, European Space Agency astronaut.
After switching the comm mode to PRI, and we actually will have you do the comm check after the 10 minutes, so we won't eat into that.
Understand. So you will not do the comm check after PRI. So we go to the 10.6 the end.
Good read back, Koichi. And you 3, 2, 1, end exercise.
Lonnie, the only thing that I'm going to add to that we noticed the last time is when we're switching the comm caps, we're going to put 3 twists in the comm cap. We cut that for Ike's, but that's important because that's out of our usual.
Copy, Kate. Good catch.
Procedure that you read to me, then steps 9.3 through 13 are the critical ones where the 10-minute timer applies.
Those are good words, Kate.
As you heard the call to start exercise, we were discussing that is the in-suit light exercise protocol. And it's a loose term for exercise. It's really just moving the legs on the spacesuit, help purge that nitrogen out of the astronauts' bodies. And crew members Shuichi Noguchi and Kate Rubins are preparing to swap out the comm cap for NASA astronaut Michael Hopkins. He is EV2 today, having some trouble transmitting through his comm cap currently.
Airlock Houston on 1, no response required, but both crew will be hot mic'd until further notice. Copy your thumbs up. Airlock Houston on 1, just one clarification. We are on the 9th cycle out of 10 for exercise, and then once we're complete with the exercise is when we'll start into those steps in 2.107.
Totally makes sense. So we wait until exercise complete.
Copy.
Today's spacewalk is the 5th of the year and the 3rd for Hopkins and Glover.
3, 2, 1. Start exercise. This will be the last one.
That time. Still weekend. It was happy.
NASA astronauts Victor Glover and Michael Hopkins continue the pre-breathe portion of their EVA preparations today. All 4 astronauts you see in the screen right now are currently in the equipment lock portion of the Quest airlock, where the crew dons their suits, conducts this pre-breathe, and will attach the SAFER, or the Simplified Aid for EVA Rescue, sort of like a jetpack backpack. Once all of those steps are complete, the crew will move into the crew lock portion, the outermost part of the Quest airlock, where final communications and suit systems checks will be conducted with the ground. The spacewalk itself will officially begin when suits are changed to internal battery power.